Hello, 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 and hello! Welcome back to the second episode. The title of the episode is "And the Beards Have All Grown Longer Overnight." I personally really like this. If you can't tell the trend, I'm not going to tell you. I kind of want to see how many people get the idea. I'm a bit of a boomer at heart, even though my preferences are not boomerish. So what I'm doing right now is I'm doing the second half of the piece of art that I was doing. Still trying to figure out what kind of style or what the structure of my videos are going to end up being. So it's a bit tough. So you can tell that through the video I have a longer beard. I've been growing it probably for about... Oh god, when's the last time I shaved? I'll be honest with you, I don't even remember. I just don't remember. Though I do have to trim it down. It's sort of like how you have to trim down longer hair in order for it to grow in longer. I have to do that too, but I've just been procrastinating on it, honestly. So, just wanted to start the video off with talking about a few things. So, just like the structure of the videos, I'm sort of finding out what kind of format I want to do it in. The beginning, I'll talk about just kind of like the channel or just a little stuff here and there. I am currently writing out what I'm listening to while I'm making the piece. Currently, I'm listening to The Who. And a few things that's really interesting is if you, in order for me to get a concept of what a beard looks like when it's braided inward, you can just simply use your own beard or get a frame of reference of some sort. If you don't have the information already inside your head, go find where you can. So some interesting developments with trying to get the first episode out. Actually, I'm in the process of uploading the first episode while recording for the audio for the second video. And the reason being is because I am not a technically savvy person. I can learn the skills that I need to, but it's a lot of new things. I'm still... Well, simply put, I'm on my 5th attempt at uploading the first episode. So I'm not doing particularly well. But I mean, it's some growing pains. It's fine. I'll eventually figure it out and understand more proper how to do it. There's also another thing I want to try to start doing in my videos is syncing up the audio and video. I'm fairly certain that it's going to be slightly off, especially if I'm pointing something out. I might be pointing something out a few seconds from now or a few seconds later. I'm not entirely unless I'm like actually sketching as I'm talking. I'm not entirely sure how to do that. I could use like a signifier at the beginning to sync up with this, but then if I pause the recording of my audio, then it kind of off syncs with the video because I'm watching it as I'm recording the audio. So, a few things I want to just talk about. So basically, what ended up happening in the process of me trying to upload the first time, because I go through a habit of turning my computer off. For those that make any sort of video or make any sort of content that you upload to YouTube, you can't do that. You have to be in the web page browser in order to get it uploaded. Well, I turned my computer off as it was at 86-ish% done, and it said it had like 36 minutes left to get it uploaded. Because I'm doing longer formats, it takes longer to get it uploaded. Well, that stopped it. The next one is I left it overnight, and then it just I forgot I have my computer on sleep mode. well, it goes to sleep mode after 30 minutes, so it stopped at like 16%. Well, then as I started fidgeting with, I tried going to my actual the YouTube account that I use to watch my videos, or not my videos, but to watch videos of other people. I didn't know. So when I pause the video, it may not make sense, but the little stains that happen on the paper, I put my headphones down and the squishy part of it, the oil in it, actually bled into the paper. So just be warned that if you are doing any sort of art with headphones, don't put it onto the paper. Oh well, it quite frankly doesn't matter too much to me. I never express great. No, that's not the right words. It's not that I don't care about my art, it's just when it's done, the making of my art's more fun than keeping it. I don't need to keep it. In fact, actually giving it away is more of what I like doing. I like people to have something. But, in any case, so one of the things that, because a lot of new skills that I'm getting into, one of the things that I actually had to learn, thanks to the help of my friend, the same one that enjoys ASMR, I ended up learning how to edit my audio. Now, it's funny because me and my friend, this isn't the first time we tried starting a YouTube channel. So he ended up learning a lot of the skills, and I just kind of sat in for some of the experience of editing. But once I got it down, it's actually quite easy, and surprisingly comes out pretty nice. Though even with the actual audio, it didn't sound that bad, honestly. At least from what he says. I really can't tell, because when listening to my own voice, to me I sound horrible. I don't like the way I sound. I don't know why. It's just, it sounds like, my ex, she says that I have a very sexy voice. I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know. I just, I never really liked my voice. But I guess apparently I have a voice for talking. Don't ask me why. I can't tell. Now, the only issue I'm having is I'm just hoping that the video ends up proper, like the video looks good. If any feedback, like, then let's do the little reminder of like, subscribe, comment, and actually the comment part of it would be great. I just want to know if the video looks good. Like, you can see what I'm doing. You can see what I'm like, I'm not leaning too far into the camera, even though at some points I need to get really, really close to it so I can see the finer details of what I'm doing. But outside of that, a few other things, maybe the comment section. I am going to start uploading these videos to BitChute. I made sure that there was in the description is the BitChute channel. I was looking into Odyssey, but when I started looking at it, I don't know if I got the right Odyssey. I saw a couple different Odysseys, and I'm not sure why. Granted, I'm a boomer. I'm not a boomer, but I boomer things up. So that's even into looking into things. I fail sometimes. So, oh well. So what I'm doing right now is me and a couple of my friends, obviously, because we are massive nerds, we have been playing something that everyone has been enjoying, and that is Valheim. So I kind of, it wasn't really that because of Valheim I wanted to draw something like more big bearded Viking look. I just wanted some sort of nice contrast to the other face that I was making, something to represent an opposite, something not like in a bad way, but just like the sun and moon balance. I'm doing too many ums. Just needed something to basically be its opposite. Outside of that, the only thing that I can think of as far as the channel is just giving me feedback, and also I want to try doing some sounds. I want to doing the uhs and ums. I see a lot of different ASMR channels using brushes on the microphone. I'm not sure what that. Again, I'm not someone that to me, I don't get it. I don't get what is referred to as the sensation. I'm just going to call it the sensation. I don't like the tingles, the sensation, the physiological response of audio stimulation. So what I plan on doing is testing out different sounds. So the first one is just my notepad doing this. Now, I'm not sure if that actually was anything enjoyable to listen to, but it would be nice to get some sort of feedback on that. I did one time try rubbing my beard against the microphone. I'm not sure. Again, don't know. So, in any case, going on, right now I wanted to make a more, going back to the picture, I wanted to give a different expression than the more serious look, but it kind of ended up looking more sad at the end. Though I really enjoy how I got that beard. I don't think any men's mustaches actually grow in that thick. At least mine doesn't. It ends up, it's like, I keep the front of mine shaved and then allow the edges to grow out into the rest of my beard. Sort of like how the first one I did was, but I keep the line of my beard off even with my mouth, because no one likes chewing on their own beard hairs. It's very, very uncomfortable, especially since sometimes my beard hairs get stuck between my teeth. I don't know how, but it just happens. So, going on to the next thing that I wanted to talk about was just one of the things that I like doing is I like analyzing myself. I like analyzing myself on every level I possibly can think on to gain perspectives so that my mind can grow and develop. I like gaining mastery over myself, really. So a few things I want to talk about is self-mastery. Now, granted, I'm not perfect. By no means am I saying that I'm perfect. There's things that I've noticed that maybe other people have seen. I like reading philosophy, though I'm not one to pop it off the top of my head. I understand the concepts. So maybe it's just, maybe I'm trying to simplify things a little too much, but I think I have a fairly okay grasp on it. But let's talk about the drawing a little bit. I wanted to go for a nice leather cap with a metal accent on where the eyes are. Right now, the one thing I noticed with Valheim is they have two pieces of leather that actually sit on the cheeks and sort of outline the eye. I never knew that, actually. Well, I did. It's just I never really thought about it when I wanted to draw things. So now I'm testing to see how can I make armor? Is it right? No, honestly, it's probably a little too small of a helmet. The head's maybe a little smaller, maybe in comparison to the other one. In any case, one thing that I've noticed is what do we put our energy to? So when we do things, we consume the calories that we put into our bodies. So our food gets converted into essentially energy, skipping a few steps, obviously, but it eventually becomes energy that we can use in order to conduct the rest of our day, or to continue our day. And one of the things that I noticed is that our energy, there's a lot of things, especially in the world that we have nowadays, that are almost purposely designed to consume more and more energy. Now, ranging from just us thinking, that consumes energy. It consumes calories. It consumes us to think. For us to play on our phones, we have to lift up the phone. We have to scroll through the phone. We have to look at the phone. We have to think of what we see. We have to think of what... There's a lot of energy being spent into a device that can or cannot make your day. Like, let's say you're scrolling through Twitter. I personally have a Twitter, but I don't venture around Twitter too often, mostly because of, well, it seems to be just nothing more than a hate factory, and I like people too much not to like them, right? I find people to be more enjoyable when you understand them. And it'd always be surprising that really, when it comes down to it, everyone wants compassion for another person. Or at least maybe that's just how I think of it. But one of the things I noticed is that people really, they kind of lose control of themselves. For myself, when I was just a couple years ago, when I first started looking into philosophy, I was very much so kind of like a deadbeat. I would consider myself a deadbeat, even though I wasn't like hot. I wasn't into drugs. I didn't really drink a whole lot. Though I wasn't making anything. It seemed the best way to describe it is I was being made into something. I wasn't making myself. To some that may not make sense, but to others, I think that should explain it the best. Well, in any case, one of the things I've noticed is that I would lose control of myself. Whether it's via my emotions, whether it's I do something physically that was stupid, and there was driving from my emotions, but that means that my actions were not myself. Whatever was making me angry was what was influencing my actions, meaning that I was in control of both my emotion or my actions. And that means that whatever energy I spent into it literally became nothing. It became worthless. It became nothing more than just a negative response. Where anytime that something would anger me, I could have just let it be. Why should I let something dictate my emotional state? My emotional state should be calm, like a calm sea. But our lives should be like a flowing river. The analogy doesn't make sense, but we should try to strive for change in ourselves. But coming back to control, there are a few aspects of control that, and again, control over oneself. We should never try to have control over other people. Whenever that happens, people fight back. When you are infringing on the will of another person, people don't like that. I know I don't. So I have to respect others as individuals. Mostly because I cannot force my will upon others. All I can do is act out my will, and depending on what that action is, depends on what state of being I'm in. Am I doing it for myself, or am I doing it for others? Am I living for others, or am I living for myself? If I am constantly yelling at other people for their mistakes, judging them? Am I living for myself, or am I living for the sake of others? Are you trying to obfuscate from yourself, or are you trying to, maybe I'm not using that word right. I don't know. Am I trying to distract from my own failures to point out others